Well, the first feeling that comes to mind is still mourning. I mean, we lost our friends, our very close community members here. They're still gone. So the why to us isn't as important as the what. But obviously, learning that potentially the missile took down this plane is very tragic, and it just further compounds the tragedy of this incident. Um, Very irresponsible. I knew seven of the people on that flight, and I was acquainted with a few others that were headed towards Edmonton. Of the seven that I knew, the family, where the husband and wife were both professors at the local university here, they had two young, beautiful daughters, 9 and 14 years old, with an entire future ahead of them. They were such happy, bright little kids. The husband and I would go to the local gym together. Um, I can't recall a time that we weren't laughing and having a fun conversation together. Every time we would talk, there would always be some kind of humor involved. He was a bright spot in your day. Very very funny guy. His wife, what a leader she was in her role, and in the community. Every time you would go to their home or you'd see them somewhere, if she was smiling, she'd make you smile right away. Just a beautiful soul. Um, the others, there was the mom. She was a physician and obstetrician-gynecologist, very very well known in the community as far as always being there for everybody. Very um, eager to stand up for anybody if that ever needed to happen. She was there at any time we had an event or needed support. Her daughters, such bright futures ahead of them. One of them was applying to med school, the other clinical psychology. Very smart, young, beautiful girls. Just, it's a shame and it's a big loss to not just our community but to Canada. Uh, a lot of people, a lot of good people were on that flight. From our end, it would be really nice to see the investigation be conducted by someone independent, by multiple nations, and Canada had 138 of 176 passengers inbound to our country. Of those 138, 63 were citizens, but the other 75, I mean, many were future Canadians, and so I think we have a really important role to play in this investigation to make sure that it's done fairly and accountably. And unfortunately, the last 40 years, and the Iranian government doesn't exactly have the trust of their own people. And so, with that in mind, it's so much more important to make sure that the investigation is done appropriately. So, Canada wide, I'm not sure of every process that's going on, but because we're such a small community here in Edmonton, to my understanding, there are no bodies coming to Canada. Even the families that perish together, the closest family members that they would have would be in Iran. So likely a burial service will happen there. I am only aware of one person, the husband of one of the deceased, is flying back from our city to Iran right now to attend a funeral service and care for the deceased there.